depart from our usual format tonight. It's going to be very informal. I'm not going to make any kinds of announcements other than the one I'm about to make, and everyone else knows how to conduct themselves on the net, so I feel like this entire net is going to be dedicated to K9RMR, Rick Melton, who served as our president and vice president, and Norm Richards, N9EVM, who was a very strong supporter of the Jennings County Amateur Radio Association. I don't think I'll conduct any kind of formality tonight other than just say they're going to be sadly missed. It will be very hard to forget these two gentlemen who gave me so very much to remember. I'm honored to have known them, and they've done a lot of good for us and the community overall. So that's really all I have. If anyone wants to have a memory of these two fine gentlemen, I would appreciate it if you'd share it with us tonight. I'm not even going to take any check-ins, so if anyone has a comment concerning their association with Rick or Norm, you're welcome to offer it tonight. And with that, I'll just take a standby, and I'll just go phonetically. Alpha through Zulu. Anyone at all?
This is KG9DK. I knew Norm Richards for many, many years, and there was a time when we would probably see each other on pretty much once a week, either down at McDonald's or one of the other places. I counted him as a good friend, and we sort of exchanged a lot of conversations and ideas. And certainly he'll be missed in the community. This is KG9DK. Clear.
Okay, John, we'll do this one at a time. Thank you very much, KG9DK. Anyone else?
K9RMR.
Go ahead, Brent.
Thank you, Randy. You know, Norm and I, there was a huge gap in a club here in Jackson County, or in Seymour, for years, and Norm and I met back, I think it was about 2005. So we only knew each other about 15 years or so, maybe, what is that, 16 years? And him and I got together, had a lot of common interest in reviving the club and getting a VE team set up. And with the help of some other people, Norm, myself, and several others, we revived the VE team in Seymour, and I was a part of that for a little while until I kind of moved away and all that. But you know, he was an integral part in putting that VE team back together in Seymour, and really got a lot of hams, a lot of new hams into the hobby, which was absolutely wonderful. He was an amazing fella. That's about all I have. Gonna miss him. K9RMR.
Same here, very well put. I had no idea. I know he was devoted to the ham radio community, so that just is proof right there. Touched a lot of lives that way. Okay, anyone else? Randall.
I hope I'm remembering names correctly, but I knew Norm back in the 1980s when his wife Connie was still alive, and Norm was very active in his job at AT&T, and would even, on rare occasions, show up in my backyard to check to see if something was working properly that should be, and I consider him very dedicated to his job and wanting to go the extra mile for anyone that he could. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. He will be very much missed. N9CJT back to net.
Indeed. Thank you, Norm. Or, I'm sorry, thank you, see, I'm kind of shook up right now. I can't even talk. Thank you, Noel. Okay, would someone else like to share a little memory of Rick or Norm, please? So please go ahead. Coverage area repeater. A lot of people don't know about these individuals or what they've done to make things better for the people around them, their families and their friends, and ham radio in general. Rick served as our president and vice president for Jennings County Amateur Radio. always willing to help out. Something come up for a work detail or tweaking on the repeater or doing training. He was always there and could always be counted on. And he was also the only president that ever brought snacks to every single meeting. So he always took time out of his day with whatever he was doing to think about us and help generate that little extra bit of camaraderie when we got to sit down and enjoy some of his snacks. So for that, I'll miss him. Does anyone else have any traffic or anything they'd like to pass along for the net?
K9RMR.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Thank you, Randy, for doing this. This is really important and a remembrance of both of them. And like in the email that you mentioned that I put out about taking up donations to the U.S.A. to get some form of something for the family through the PayPal. So if anybody wishes to donate to get something for the family of Rick Melton, KB9MGG, you can do that. And I think I mentioned something of fact of some wind chimes or something. So that would be super nice for the family there. But Rick, yeah, he and I have had a lot of conversations. He is going to be missed, and he had a lot of good ideas. Norm, I remember he had some issues where he lived at, and it was kind of coincidental that about that time that I did also when I was trying to put up my tower in my backyard, and he had some neighbors that were not very mindful of his freedom of speech, and so I helped him out with what I did, and so we've had a lot of good conversations there. So both of them are going to be truly missed, and this is quite a shake-up for the U.S.A. for us having two wonderful members lost at the same time, the same week, so to speak. So other than that, that's about all I have to say. Back to net control, K9RMR.
Very well put, Jerry. Appreciate your input on that. And I'm very sad about it, but then due to my belief structure, I suppose that's the day that we're all supposed to be looking forward to, so I'll leave it at that. And anyone who's just checking in, we are not doing a formal net tonight. We're just going to share memories of Norm and 9EVM and Rick, KB9MGG, as an honor to their contribution to the ham radio community as a whole, and specifically Jennings County Amateur Radio Association. So we're not going to take check-ins, but if anyone has memory or would like to learn a little anything about those two individuals, we're going to do it just one call sign at a time, and I'm taking it in any order, so if anyone else has anyone else they'd like to share, go right ahead.
K9RPX, Jimmy and Elf. I just like to say my thoughts and prayers on behalf of myself and the ARRL Indiana section do go out to both families and their loved ones. God bless, and please share the link with me on the donation. Thanks, Randy, for doing the net. K9RPX.
Okay, Jimmy, appreciate that on behalf of your affiliated organization and yourself. That is truly appreciated. The donation, you can just go to the Jennings County Amateur Radio Association internet page. You can Google search that, and there's a donate button on there, so it doesn't mention anything specifically about them due to my schedule. I don't have time to do that, but I am going to put something up there this weekend. So there's a PayPal button there. And PayPal takes a little rake off of it, but I think we can deal with that in memory of these two fine guys. And I could probably go on forever, and no one would want to hear it, so I won't. So again, this is an in memoriam net. We're not running regular net. Two very dear members have passed, and anyone just wants to offer condolences, that's fine, and we'll pass that along to the family. I know that his son Sam is an active ham and can sometimes hear the net over in Lawrenceburg, so I'm sure he'd appreciate any kind of comment. If so, we'll just go. Who's next? Bring myself to run a regular net and just act like nothing was going on. So we'll be back next week, and I do believe that will be 2 weeks before the monthly meeting, which will be held by Zoom. If you have questions on how to connect to the Zoom meeting, contact Jerry, N9JWR@yahoo.com. So that meeting will be on September 7th. That's something Rick used to take time to remind everyone was the monthly meetings. He enjoyed getting together with all of us. I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that they were always invited to our monthly meetings. So you didn't need to be a member or anything like that. So information on donations for a wind chime. I'm looking at some right now. They're in the mid-$100 range. Kurt called me and mentioned a Amish group up in Shipshawana that hand makes these wind chimes. So I think we might be heading in that direction, Jerry. And anyone else wants to offer any memories, please do so. If you wanted to donate something towards this purchase for his wife, have something to remember us and his donation or his contribution to us, it's on the website. And then information on the meeting, get Jerry at 9JWR@yahoo.com. Does anyone else have anything for the net before we just go ahead and close it down? Appreciate you guys offering thoughts. I'm sure the family appreciates that. We'll make sure that gets to the right place. And we'll be back next week, 7 o'clock. This is KB9EFN, thing 73.